to the channel. I'm Stasia Bliss. We are doing the weekly readings for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or anywhere where you have Virgo in your chart. If you want to specifically look at Virgo ruled areas of our life, the natural ruling house for Virgo is the house of health and work and routines. So that could be where your Virgo is, or maybe you have it over a different placement. But in general, Virgo energy can be around health and work, so you can take it to mean that as well. We're going to begin by clearing the energy. I'm tuning in to Virgo and the energy of Virgo and how it wants to speak to the collective. Something's coming through. Okay. So let's begin. So this is a general reading. Everything will not be for you. Some things will not be for you. This is for you, Virgo, the squirrel. So this is guiding this reading. So this is telling us Virgo is about being prepared, and we are just going into the fall in the Northern Hemisphere. So it could be speaking to this particular time as well. And it's a good time. It's a good time to get prepared in areas of your life. Let's look at the Herbal Astrology for Virgo. I do personal readings by donation. So we get Cordyceps, which is the eagle, and it's going through a revival, much like the Phoenix rising, which did come up in the Aquarian reading. So if you want to check that out, this is Jupiter, Pluto, and Mars energies. So that's very explosive. It might be like, get prepared, something's about to blow. Yeah, wow, ayahuasca is here with the rebirth. Major rebirth. Calendula is here with purify. And look at, there's just like a little naked child. New path. Sounds like you're going through a massive change. And Arnica is the teacher. So Arnica usually shows up when we have bruises or bumps or aches. So it's kind of speaking to like your pain is your teacher right now. Sorry. Get prepared, like your pain is your teacher. Don't love to give that message. So let's see if we can soften that a little bit. So major rebirthing is going on. And what energy is supportive? Okay, we get preserve with the pine. There's some of this, Virgos, that you're going to want to write down. You're going to want to write this down. You're going to want to preserve this time, like so journal or notebook or video or audio record, something about preserving, do art. Okay, so let's get a little bit more about this picture for Virgos. Okay, Virgo, what's going on? This is the first week of September, or roughly the 4th through the 11th. For Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, again, anywhere you have Virgo in your chart, what's going on for Virgo with this rebirthing? We have to get prepared for what's going on. Show me, Spirit, Great Spirit, on behalf of Virgos, what the energy is doing this week. It's in their birthday time, for goodness sakes. Reverse 10 of Wands, something's over. You just finished a journey of some kind. Justice. Knight of Pentacles, 9 of Cups. Okay. Can we know a little bit more about this? Ooh, that one flew right into the bowl. Ace of Cups, self-love. Or a blocked love. Or a blocked love, Virgo. Anything else for Virgo? Okay, this is the main thing right now. Okay, reverse 10 of Wands, like you're finally coming to the end of, and I feel like the pain, the story of your pain, because it lands right over the story here. So it's like you're coming to the end of carrying this heavy burden around your pain, like the big rebirthing. You've been under rebirthing. I mean, you're literally seeing the DNA spiraling itself together here. So it's like you've been going through this process. It's a purification, and on the outside it's looked like pain that you've just been trying to balm. But look, you're at the end. Like, it's no more. This energy, you're able to put it down. And I'm even giving you that message now, like you can put that burden down. It feels like divine justice is here this week. So there's something about the energy now that's supportive in Knight of Pentacles, Nine of Cups. Like, you are fulfilling a wish. You're manifesting some very fulfilling thing. Like, there's the opportunity for you to do that in this week. The opportunity for you to have a wish come true. And it is in regards to love. The Ace of Cups flew, and I mean, I picked it up upside down, but this can be like love that you don't know about yet. It's almost like hiding in the bowl with the rose petals. But it is a portal of love. And of course, self-love is always part of that journey. Let's get a little bit more for Virgo about this story. What's going on with Virgo? Can we clarify? Clarify this justice, Knight of Pentacles, Nine of Cups. Clarify justice for me. For Virgo, clarify justice. Clarify justice for the Virgos. This is not the right deck. It's not necessarily about love, the whole thing, because that's usually my love deck. So can we clarify the justice card for Virgo? To clarify justice for Virgo. It's like, I think it's pretty clear. Let's clarify the Knight of Pentacles, Nine of Cups. Clarify Knight of Pentacles, Nine of Cups. Is there more to know about Knight of Pentacles, Nine of Cups for Virgo? Anything else to know about that? Eight of Cups reversed. Usually people call this walking away from something. But because it's with Nine of Cups, it's like finally it's shifting from not having to having. Like finally something's shifting. Oh, I just kicked you. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to think of where to go from this. Let's pull some runes on what's coming in for Virgo this week. What's coming in for Virgo this week? Okay. Well, it does feel like it could be a divine partnership. That definitely is on the table. Some kind of teamwork, some kind of union or coming together, or twin flame, that love. But you're in a freeze right now, and it's like you are being preserved. So this is also saying you are in ice. You are being preserved. You have been preserved for someone, maybe. Because then we have the partnership rune. And this speaks of like a horse and a rider, that close of union where you just have like this synchronization together, and it can be twin flame, it can be like your soul match energy, and it's like divinely inspired. It's protected, in fact, by the divine. So it's like the story is also you have been prepared through your difficulties and your pains, but you're done because now the angels of justice and mercy are here. They see that you have paid your dues, basically, and they're not turning their back on you anymore. Spirit's not turning their back. You have been preserved for this moment. You've been being saved for now, in a way. And it's like everything you want, everything you want. This is, I mean, that sounds like a lot for a week. I get it. So let's get some embodiment practices for Virgo for this energy. And of course, sometimes we just start to see the beginnings of that. That's what this week is ushering in. And that's why it's a good idea to write it down, because then when you really see it in its full manifestation, you can look back to this work to this week of September 4th through 11. And you, because you preserved it and you wrote it down, you can see actually I had that reading and that spurred off the beginning of something new coming into my life. Okay, so Pratyahar and Brahma. So Pratyahar is doing breathing practices. So in order to help you align with what's coming in for you and to accept and be able to truly walk away from the pains, this is also you walking away from the load and recognizing you can really put it down. You actually don't have to keep carrying it. In fact, she doesn't have the logs. If this was transforming into this, they have become now the branches of trees now, holding cups, holding offerings. You know, maybe for someone else. What you put down, someone else gets to use for their good, right? One man's junk's another man's treasure or something. Brahma to me means multiple things. Okay, so in the Hindu religion, Brahma is like an ultimate representation of the deity, of the beginning of a new cycle. So the creation energy itself. And it's a three-eyed reality because it's in balance with the destructive element and the preserving element, Shiva and Vishnu. But Brahma is like the original sound, right? The Om, the initiating force, right? So this is like the beginning of a major new cycle for you, as Brahma always represents. Brahma also means like your greater self. Atman is Brahman, is the small self, is the greater self. And if you've listened to Alan Watts, he has a great little take on that. I love Alan Watts. But anyway, Brahman is like recognizing the bigger picture, right? Recognizing what's going on from a bigger picture. This is actually giving you a pretty big picture. So you could be at different phases on this journey because this is a collective reading for Virgo. So you could be way back here in the story, like get ready for this rebirthing where pain is your teacher. And like, I'm sorry if that's where you're at, but sometimes that's where we're at. Or you're in the pain, or you're in the journey, or you're just realizing you can put it down and that you can walk away, and now justice is being served. This new love is coming in. This is like the ultimate journey. And this week specifically, the part that resonates with you is the piece of this journey that you are on. So remember the big picture here of this whole story. And then a new one is being written. So depending on where you're at in the story and how close you are to that new one, that's depending on who you are. And if you want more specifics on that, you can book a private reading with me by a donation, and my details are below, and we can look at you specifically. But, we have to give it general because this is for Virgo. This is what the Virgo vibe is up to. So breathing practices, and because we've got, let's see what numbers are present here, a 50, a 33, a 1, a 26, 26, which is an 8, a 6, a 5, a 1. We've got an 11, we've got a 10 and an 8 and a 9. All kinds of numbers. There's not one that's sticking out except for there's a couple of 1s. And there's an 11, 33, those are speaking. I was going to try to give a very Virgo-y breathing exercise, but I can't seem to put it together from these numbers. But we could take like that there's 9, 8, 9, and 10. So you could do like an inhale to 8, hold to 9. You can hold that long, and exhale to 10. Now, if you're going to pass out, please don't do it that way. You can inhale to 3, hold to 2, exhale to 3, or choose a number ratio. Sometimes the card gives us that, but I don't see it this time. But if you heard some numbers in all that I was saying, run with that. So since Virgo is a health sign, and I'll just translate it a little bit to be helpful, and it's also a work sign, so we could do both. This can speak to some health stuff if you've been battling it, or I'm getting some like sensation in the throat as an empath. about this for someone, that this health journey is a rebirthing, that this pain can be your greatest teacher, and that you can find through this inner balance and the manifestation of, greater self-love and therefore health. You can preserve your health through this journey. So, yeah, that's in there for someone. And the work thing too, there could be a great work change or job change that's actually painful, but it brings you to the end of a long journey, maybe with a company or something, that finally you realize what the pain was all for. You could maybe go on to create something very cool for people. The runes are saying I, my, because there's the I, and then there's this looks like my. So I don't know what that means for someone, but it does mean something. I, my. It's for someone. Okay, so let's get you a message from the sacred forest for Virgos. A message for the Virgos for this week of September 4th through 11th. Is there something for our Virgos from this deck of cards? Anything that wants to be spoken? Oh, there's a couple that just aren't fully coming out. That one is purity, so we have purity up here as well. Calendula purity. There's just a pristineness of this process. Whatever you're in, it's very Virgo. Virgo is very purifying goddess, earth goddess, like a raging river in the Himalayas, purifying the land. There's something very purifying about this. I mean, the power that is in that river, in the Ganga River. I've been to the Ganga up in the Himalayan mountains, and it's so fresh, and you can drink out of it right there, and it's just raging. It's coming from the snows and glaciers up there, and there's just something transcendent about that energy that just changes you even molecularly. And I see the unicorn here. It's this process is that, Brahma, this is the deity sitting up in the Himalayas, right? Just emanating this purity for humanity. So wherever in your life, I mean, Squirrel's here saying always be prepared, but maybe you haven't been prepared. Maybe you don't realize you're prepared, but this is also saying, but you are. You are prepared even if you don't know it, to go through this. And ayahuasca is a very transformative plant medicine. If you've never done it, I'm not recommending by any chance, but I have some wisdom there, and it's very transformative. Definitely, if this is ever a thought of yours to do, take great care to find the place that is going to be most supportive to holding divine space for your spiritual transformation. It's a very sensitive container and should not be taken lightly. So unicorn, there's just kind of a magic to this. There's a magical transformation for you, Virgo, if you choose to dip into that water and drink it. You could miss it. You could miss it this week. I'm also getting from this. If you do some deep breathing practices and you maybe do some shadow work, is one thing that's coming in about how is your pain your teacher? How has my pain been my teacher? Maybe you sit down, like this lady is sitting down by a candle, make yourself a cup of tea, and just sit back somewhere comfy and reflect on your pains of the past and how they really have served you. This is Saturnian energy here with the Arnica. Saturn is really working with the structure and the bones also. So it's get to the foundational stuff, get to the bones of who you are, what situation you're going through, what is the structure, the outlining foundation, where have you really been hit? And you feel like you've been just going to the end of your line. That's where the transformation happens for you, is recognizing where that pain has taught you, and that you're actually preserved through all of this by divine justice for something greater. You're built for this. I just see this Ace of Cups sitting over here, like in the future, in the next moment, whether it's upright or the other way, it doesn't really matter. It's still that new, there's like something new on the horizon. Something new on the horizon. Okay, can I know anything about the something new on the horizon for Virgo? Like where the energy is flowing? Let's look to the I-Ching for a moment, where the energy is flowing for Virgo this week. Gosh, there's 3. I don't always love to take 3 of the I-Ching, but okay, I'm going to go with it. 39, 32, 37, so all in the 30s. And I have to use my little booklet for this, so I'm not completely memorized in the I-Ching yet. 32 is the duration, where movement is continuing, it's not being stopped. We have an obstruction that's first, or like 2 obstructions. You know, there's water above and there's a mountain below. Like you can't go up, you can't go down. It kind of is the energy of it. So you have to kind of pause, and then like you continue on. That's 39 to 32. And then 37 is the clan. So this could be also in your relationships, where you feel like at first this week you can't go one way or the other. You're kind of blocked. And then you kind of get some slow moving progress. Okay. And then where you're really wanting to get to with this new energy is the feeling of the clan, where your words have power and where everyone is respecting everyone else. So the clan is really like, words aren't just empty air. They're like really honoring tools for respecting everyone. And it brings everyone together. Right? It creates that divine justice. It's almost like you have an opportunity this week to use your experiences in a situation where you can create a new energy of love. And it's up to you to do that. And how you can tune into that with some breathing practices. You know, you don't have to make it complicated. You can just think about your breath. And think about all those things that you've been through rising up in you on your inhale, and hold them. Feel how you're sustained even by your breath. And then as you exhale, you're releasing into the world now positive intentions for, you know, you're letting those things teach you how to be better, how to preserve this attitude that's the I self, right? That's prepared to go forward and meet new conflicts. That's prepared to continually birth reality anew. I'm just drawing from the cards here. Is there anything in love before we go here for Virgo? Anything in love this week for Virgo? Specifically, anything in love for Virgo this week? Spirit, is there anything Virgo needs to know about love besides the story that we've already told? I don't know why I just felt like I needed to pick up these cards and say that, and maybe there's nothing. Anything that I need to know for any of my Virgos for love for this week, September 4th through 11th. Spirit, I'm just giving you one more go through. Oh, you're just going to spill it all over me, huh? Okay, this is really only for maybe one of you. It's spilled in my lap. It's almost like it's a secret. 7 of Swords. Someone, this is not everyone. Please don't everyone freak out. There is something going on behind the doors that is sneaky, and the devil is there. Okay? It's a slow moving thing. That's maybe just for one of you. So if that helps you be prepared for something, that's just something for one of you. Some sneaky, not great thing behind closed doors. Okay, let's let that go. Whoever that is, we're sending grace. How can that person or anyone else deal with relationships this week, and then we'll close this up. What's the best way to deal with relationships this week for Virgos? Best way to deal with relationships this week for Virgos. Virgos, keep your cool. That's pretty much it. Keep your cool, Virgos. All right, you're cool.